When I was 19, when I was 20 years ago, when I was 20 years old, about 7 years ago, they brought me in here. They put me into the segregation and isolation and SHU for a month. They would not give me any phone calls. They came in, they hit me, they beat me once a week. They beat on my door. They yelled at me. They called me names. They fucked with me at all hours. I didn't have any peace of mind. I didn't have any safety. I was not allowed anything at all. No phone calls. They hit me, they beat me. I came out after a month. My parents asked me why I had bruises on and everything. I couldn't say it was the police because they're not gonna believe me. No one believed me. Everyone thought they was other inmates or somebody else. And this shit's been going on for so long. I know friends, I know family, I know tons of people that this is happening to right here in this building. 7 years later, I'm so glad to see somebody doing something about this, man. Thank God, because I feel like I'm alone. I'm scared. I'm scared to say anything to these people. I'm scared to come out and do what you guys are doing because of what they would do to me, because what they have done to me. They took my rights away as a person. They would not let me say anything. It didn't matter what I said to them. My only crime was my girlfriend stole a sweater from my sister. Had nothing to do with me. They beat me. They starved me. They didn't allow me phone calls for a month. They held me in there because they knew when I would come out what I would say and what I would do. So they tried to hold me as long as possible. Took a month of my parents fighting to get me out, bro.
My brother inside that jail cell. My brother is inside that jail cell. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera here so I can talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. My brother Mustafa ALJAZAIRI. Okay, so when my brother Mustafa ALJAZAIRI has been locked up since April on a falsified police report. Investigators falsified his police report. I have an audio to the conversation when he talked to my brother on the phone. Yeah. We recorded the conversation when the investigator talked to my brother. When the police report came out, we found out that this police report is falsified. We just got conversation. We just got a phone call from Internal Affairs that they found out that the falsified police report is falsified. The report is falsified, and then the Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth knew about it from day one because they have the audio in their case file.
What action are they taking now?
We're waiting. We're waiting.
And this has been since April.
Since April, my brother's been locked up. And then they go in, handcuff my brother behind his back, handcuff him, strip him naked, beat him up so bad where he can't walk. Sergeant Daniels put his boots on his head, tells him the nurse is about, after the beating, the nurse is about to be here, you better not ask for medical. They deny him medical because he doesn't want the nurse, he doesn't want it to get documented. Sergeant Daniels, Correctional Officer Malinsky, Correctional Officer Tipton, Correctional Officer, every day me and my family, there's other families that did the same thing to them, they're coming. They're protesting here.
What was the woman's name that's up there?
Amy Ashworth. She's asking to be re-elected. She's asking to be re-elected. In front, she's asking to be re-elected, but she's behind closed doors. She's protecting a police officer that falsified. I have an audio. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Amy Ashworth is asking to be re-elected. When Internal Affairs called me on my cell phone, called us on the cell phone, we recorded what Internal Affairs told us about Amy Ashworth and how she knew that the report is falsified from day one, and she had the audio. How do you think it's gonna look in front of the community if I publicize this on TV?
Yeah, and she's done absolutely nothing.
Nothing. My brother's been locked up since April. He got beaten up in that jail facility, and she's done nothing. As a matter of fact, we got kicked out of her office when we went into her office and we wanted to hear the audio. This is before Internal Affairs kicked in, found out, and now Internal Affairs is telling us.
Is her office in here?
It's right there. It's right there. Her office is right there. And every day I come here, she's looking out the window and she's fogging up the window.
Oh my God! How long have you guys been coming here?
3 weeks.
Oh my God!
Coming here for 3 weeks.
Good job, brother. Good job.
And guess what, brother? I managed to start a program inside that jail facility where my number is circulating inside that jail, and inmates are coming forward. They're telling me what they did to you. They're telling me what they did to my brother. They're telling me what their correctional officer is doing to them. And I'm taking their recorded statement. Bro, I'm taking their recorded statement directly to the Department of Justice because a lot of these inmates don't have families on the outside.
No.
And their voices, every day I come here, I voice out my brother's voice, and I voice out the other inmates that don't have a voice on the outside.
Yeah.
And then Sheriff Blunhill on Friday, you know Sheriff Blunhill, he's a sheriff. Yeah. He comes up to me, he tells me, he said, why are you telling people that on my watch these inmates are getting beaten up? Why are you telling people that on my watch these inmates are dying?
Why are you hearing that?
Exactly.
Yeah, why are you hearing those stories? Why are people saying that?
He tells me.
I've been locked up in there, bro. I've been locked up in there. They run it like, the CEOs run it like gangs. They come in there like gangs, the cops are a gang, and they act big and they act tough. And these people, they're detoxing or they're sick, they pose no violence, they pose no threat to these CEOs, and they're bullies. They kick them around, they beat them, they abuse them, bro.
Some people
And I've
don't
seen
have
it.
family.
If you ask for a
Some people
mattress,
don't have
you
anyone to
ask
ask
for a
about it.
blanket,
Now,
shut the
we
fuck
are
up.
not
Raise a
gonna
fist
free
at you.
our son from here.
That shit
We
gives me
will
goose-
free
it gives me
everybody
goosebumps,
from
bro.
We come here
This
every
shit's
day.
horrible.
I'm
We
not
come here
here.
every day. We want to have
I'm
a
not
dialogue
here
with
just
the
for my
leadership in the
son.
jail cell.
I
We
am
want to tell
gonna
them
for everybody.
to have release the video. Release the video. We're asking for the video from our brother. When they hear my brother, when they hear my
Okay,
brother,
take care.
we're
Okay,
asking.
thank
Before
you.
we requested the videos,
Thank
we're
you for
asking them to
coming.
release the videos. The superintendent says he has the videos, but he's not releasing them. So we're here every day. We want the videos. When you beat up my brother, if you did nothing wrong, then you should give out the video. Sheriff Glenn Hill comes up here and he tells me, I'm not. This is not my jail.
Yeah.
The sheriff tells me this is not my jail. I'm just on the boards.
Yeah.
The sheriff is telling me I'm just a guy on a board. But you're asking to get re-elected.
I'm just a guy, right?
I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy in the position of power, but I can't do anything.
We don't want a sheriff. We want a sheriff that takes responsibility, that takes ownership, that has a real conversation, a real dialogue with these families. Bro, I've got a list of inmates that died because of what they're doing to them. They go in, handcuff them, strip them naked, beat them up, and then after they beat them up, pepper spray them, taser them. They refuse to give a medical because when the nurse goes in,
they have to document that.
thank you, and they don't let them see medical because it's going to get documented. They want to cover the correctional officer's back. So what they do, they leave them in a room and filled with inmates. This is filled with inmates that are being abused inside that jail on a daily basis. I get calls telling me on Sheriff Glenn Hill watch, these inmates are getting abused and by the correctional officer. I've got a list of inmates that died on Sheriff Glenn Hill's watch. Muhammad Ikram Shardel, only 26. He's 26 years old, died inside that jail. Robert Reed, only 39, died inside that jail.
Jesus.
Fernando Rodriguez Gallivan died at age 25. He's only 25. Del Wayne Fox Jr. died inside that jail. Garcia Benitez, only 38 years old. Jeremiah Muzan, he had 15 stitches. They went in, gave him 15 stitches, ended up in Fairfax Hospital. Okay? Sergio Eduardo Diaz Antinez, he was stabbed on July 24. 2 inmates went in. They're known as MS-13 members. Went into his cell, stabbed him.
That should not have been allowed to happen.
My question is, these are MS-13 members. That door is electronically controlled.
Yeah.
How was that door open for those 2 inmates to go in and stab Sergio Diaz? Unless the correctional officer has some kind of connection with MS-13. They coordinated that attack on Sergio Diaz. And we're asking questions.
They beat my son.
That or they didn't care. They didn't even care.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be in that room 24/7.
Yep.
Bro, keep
Well, every
doing
day,
what you're
man.
doing.
Well, keep us in your prayers.
I'm
We're here.
absolutely.
I'm gonna take your number.
Please.
We're here every day from 8 to 12.
Yeah.
And we're asking for my brother Mustafa ALJAZAIRI to have justice and the other inmates to have justice. Okay, Sheriff Glenn Hill comes on Friday, and when the family, Robert's family, tell him Robert died inside your jail, he's like, Robert who? I have a video. I'm gonna text it to you.
He's
He
not.
said, Robert who? The sheriff.
He's not my son, but I'm gonna fight for him.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna fight for everybody.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
not just for my son. We
Hey,
should
brother.
stop this. Okay.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm afraid that it's the culture.
That is a culture.
This
Yep.
is a factory that makes money for profit off of creating criminals. It's a factory line that they get paid for pumping people into it, man. And the culture is that they don't care about this factory line of people. Once you're in that factory line, you're a product. They use you for profit, for money. They don't care what happens to your health, your mind, your body, because we're told they're prisoners, they're criminals. These are people who've made mistakes, who are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They're innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent or proven guilty, or even motherfucking own forgiveness.
Exactly.
They
Yep.
should not die.
We've entrusted our loved ones inside that under your watch. This is happening to them.
This is
Okay.
ridiculous.
What they're doing, there's a lot of correctional officers that do serve and protect. There's police officers that do serve and protect. But those correctional officers that don't serve and protect and use excessive force, they're creating a culture of violence inside that jail. Even the good ones can be good ones because of the bad ones in there. So they are creating a culture of violence.
It's a culture thing, bro. You replace one person, you replace that Emily girl, the next one will be just as bad. That's what I'm scared of, man. This is a whole culture thing. This is a whole system that needs to be taken down, restrict, and rebuilt.
We're asking the leadership inside that jail to have a real conversation with us by releasing the videos, by holding the correctional officers that are abusing the inmates accountable. We want them to be held accountable. We want them to release the videos and really have a dialogue with us. The only way you're going to have a dialogue and a conversation with us is release the videos and hold the correctional officers that are committing these crimes